Hi there, Mr. Holcomb here with another episode of The Math Behind the Modules. This is Lesson 9. And what is it called? An application of linear equations. Now, I had to go back one page to get the name of that because I'm on page 2 in the module. I have decided to skip question 1 and 2. Extremely challenging, and I would find that it would be too confusing. It was going back to a problem from Module 1 where I remember they had a lot of trouble with. So let's not revisit that. Let's move on. We can get to the concept with the 3 through the end 11 as better examples to explain what we're trying to do in this lesson. Okay, so number 3 says, Marvin paid an entrance fee of $5. So I always do my rough draft above, plus an additional $1.25 per game at a local arcade. Altogether, that would mean the total, he spent $26.25. Write and solve an equation to determine how many games Marvin played. So the entrance fee was $5 plus $1.25 per game equals our total of $26.25. Okay, now let's get into the habit of putting this in standard form. And standard form would just be putting the constant at the end and the variables in order. So I'm going to put 1.25g plus 5 equals 26.25. Now I dropped the zeros here. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll leave them there, $5. And then we're going to solve this problem. So do we want to know how many games there are? That's G. So it's SADMAP. We're going to subtract $5 from both sides. Okay. I don't know why I have a 0 there. And when I subtract those, I'm going to get 1.25G. These cancel. $5 minus $5 is 0. And that equals 26.25 minus 5 is 21.25. To solve for G, I am now going to divide by $1.25 and divide by $1.25. The $1.25s cancel. Okay, so I have my calculator here now. So I'm going to take 21.25 divided by 125. And that is going to be 17. So G equals 17. Okay, so that's how many games Marvin played. Number 4. The sum of 4 consecutive integers is negative 26. Okay, so we're adding up 4 consecutive integers. Remember, consecutive integers are x, and then the next one would be x plus 1. And the next consecutive integer would be x plus 2. And one more would be x plus 3. And they equal negative 26. I have one, let me underline them. I have an x here, that's 2x, plus another x is 3x, plus another x is 4x. And then I have 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6. So I have 4x plus 6 equals negative 26. To solve this, I subtract 6 from both sides. The 6's cancel, I'm left with 4x. Negative 26 minus 6 is negative 32. And if I divide by 4, these 4's cancel, leaving me with x equals negative, and that's a 4, not a 9. And 8 times 4 is 32. So x equals negative 8. So if I come back and answer these consecutive integers, if x is negative 8, and I add 1 to negative 8, that's negative 7. And if I add 1 to negative 8, or 2 to negative 8, I get negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. And a negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. So 8 and 7 is 15, and 6 is 21, and 5 is 26. They're all negative, so that totals a negative 26. So the integers are -8, -7, -6, and -5. Okay, number 5. A book has X pages. How many pages are in the book if Maria read 45 pages of a book on Monday? So Monday, a half of the book on Tuesday, and the remaining of pages in the book on Wednesday. So Monday plus Tuesday plus Wednesday equals the book read in its entirety. How do you spell entirety? There's a what? E there. Entirety. Okay. So M plus T plus W is the book read in its entirety. So then we substitute in how many pages are in the book if Maria read 45 pages of the book on Monday. So there's Monday, plus half of the book on Tuesday, X pages. So 1/2 of the pages on Tuesday, plus the remaining 72 pages on Wednesday. And we want to know how much that book totals. Okay. So we want to first combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. I will leave the 1/2 x first, standard form, and I want to add 45 to 72. 5 plus 2 is 7. 4 plus 7 is 11. So 45 plus 72 is 111. 1/2 x plus 117 equals x. I don't want x's on both sides, so I'm going to move the smaller. I'm going to move the 1/2 x to the other side. And I divide, or I subtract, and I get 117 equals 1/2 x. X minus 1/2 x leaves 1/2 of x. Okay, so finally I need to multiply both sides by 2. And the 1/2 times 2 is 1, leaving me with x equals, and 117 times 2, 7 times 2 is 14, carry the 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, and 2 times 1 is 2. There are 234 pages in the book. Okay, number 6. A number increased by 5. Okay, let me get this out of the way now that we've done it. Okay, a number increased by 5 and divided by 2 is equal to 75. Okay, a number increased by 5 and divided by 2 equals 75. So to solve this, the first thing I want to do is get rid of this denominator. We want to get rid of fractions. Whenever we have a variable mixed into a fraction, we want to get rid of that fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, and the 2's cancel, and I'm going to have x plus 5 equals 75 times 2, which is 150. And I'm then going to subtract 5 from both sides. And I'm going to get x equals 145. Okay, so if I increase 145 by 5, that's 150, and divide that by 2, I do get 75. Number 7. The sum of 13 and twice a number is 7 less than, don't forget less than says to read right to left, 6 times a number. So there's my rough draft. And so I'm going to say 13 plus 2x equals 6x minus 7. Okay, did you follow that? Sum, the word and tells us where to put that symbol. 13 plus 2x. 13 plus 2x is equals 7 less than 6 times the number means minus, and read it the other direction. 6x minus 7. So that's what I have here. What is that number? First thing I want to do is get all the variables on one side, so I'm going to subtract 2x. Going to subtract 2x. That will leave me with 13. equals 6x minus 2x is 4x. Bring down the minus 7. Now I'm down to a linear equation here with one variable x, and now I just have to get x by itself. Isolate the x by adding 7. 13 plus 7 is 20 equals 4x. And then divide by 4. And when I do that, 20 divided by 4 is 5. Okay? And if I plug that back in, 13 plus 10 is 23. 30 minus 7 is 23. It checks. Number 8. Move this out of the way. Do your rough draft above. The width of a rectangle. So here I would draw a picture. Okay, let's do a rectangle. They're talking about a rectangle. Let's draw it. The width of a rectangle is 7 less than, reading right to left, twice the length. So the width is 2L minus 7. That's this side here. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 43.6 inches, what is the area? Okay, good thing I drew a picture. There's a lot going on here. So if I know that this is 2L minus 7, okay, then this is 2L minus 7. So now I know both these two sides, so I can now represent them as 2 times 2L minus 7, okay, plus, I don't know the length, so I say plus L, that would be this L, and then there's another L over here, so that's another L there. And the perimeter is all the sides added up, so it'd be this, plus this, plus this, plus this. But remember, repeated addition's multiplication, so I can say 2 times these is this plus this. It'd be the same as 4L plus minus 14. And the other two L's added in give me the 43.6. Distribute, and I get 4L. Distribute, positive times a negative is negative. 2 times 7 is 14, plus L equals 43.6. Combine like terms. 4L, 1L, 1L, total 6L. Minus 14 equals 43.6. Add the 14 to isolate the L. I'll put 14.0 over on the other side. Subtract. I get 6L equals 6. 4 from 3 reduce. Okay, so I had to borrow from the 4 and get 3. 13 minus 4 is 9. 3 minus 1 is 2. So 3 minus, yes, 29.6. Now I'm going to divide by 6 and divide by 6. These cancel, and I will get L equals 6 times 4 is 24 with a remainder of 5, and 9 times 6 is 54 with a remainder of 2. Okay, so this isn't going to come out very neat. Okay, first of all, I need to be adding, not subtracting. I just noticed that. So let me just get this out of the way here. It's addition. I subtracted there. So let me change this back to 43.6. So I'm adding. I'm meant to add there, not subtract. So I'm going to get 6L here. That was fine. But I'm adding over here. So that's 57.6. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 6. And that will give me L equals, these 6's cancel, 9 times 6 is 54. 54 with a remainder of 3 would make a 36 here, and 6 will go into 36 6 times. So the length is 9.6. We're not done. It says, what is the area of the rectangle? So now I know L equals 9.6, and I know my width equals 2 times that 9.6 minus 7. So my width is 6 times 2 is 12, carry the 1. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So 9.6 times 2 is 19.6, or 19.2 minus 7. Therefore, the width is 12.2. So now I have a width of 12.2. Area, finally we're going to finish this up. Area equals length times width. So the area equals my length, 9.6, times, let me put these in parentheses because there's decimals, 12.2, my width. Okay, so then my area is going to equal 9.6. Try that again, 9.6 times 12.2. And the answer is 117.12. And is there any unit of measurement? Inches. So it's 112 inches. And remember, area is squared. So the area of this rectangle is 117.12 inches squared. That was a challenging problem. Number 9. 250 tickets for the school dance were sold. On Monday, 35 tickets were sold. An equal number of tickets were sold each day for the next 5 days. How many tickets were sold on those days? Okay, so what that means is on Monday, for the next 5 days, so we have Monday plus Tuesday plus Wednesday plus Thursday plus Friday. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 plus Saturday. So those are all the days we're talking about. On Monday, 35 tickets were sold. So 35 plus, and then it said an equal number of tickets were sold each day for the next 5 days. So if I just represent that as T, then these are all T for tickets. Because they're all equal, we can use the same variable. So tickets for Tuesday, tickets for Wednesday, tickets on Thursday, tickets on Friday, tickets on Saturday, and so on. Then I combine like terms, I get 35. Oh, actually, I'll put it in standard form at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tickets, 5 days of selling tickets, plus the 35 on Monday, totaling 6 days, and the total was 250 tickets. If I subtract those 35 tickets from Monday, then I get the other 5 ticket days we sold 215 tickets. And if it was the same amount each day, we just have to divide by how many days. And T equals 5 goes into 21 4 times with a remainder of 1. 5 goes into 15 3 times. 43 tickets were sold on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. How many tickets were sold on one of those days? 43. Okay, the next problem is number 10. Shona skateboarded for some number of minutes on Monday. On Tuesday, she skateboarded for twice as many minutes as she did on Monday. And Wednesday, she skateboarded for half the sum minutes from Monday and Tuesday. So she skateboarded Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. So first of all, just try to set up an equation using the basics. And then it says, how many minutes did she skateboard each day? Altogether, she skateboarded for a total of 3 hours. So now I'm going to say all 3 days, she skateboarded for 3 hours. So there's my rough, really rough equation. Okay, so now let's go back. She skateboarded for some number of minutes on Monday. Okay, so I'll use M for minutes, not Monday. So there's minutes for Monday. Actually, let's just use X because of that M. So X number of minutes on Monday, plus on Tuesday, twice as many minutes as she did on Monday. So that would be 2X. And then on Wednesday, She skateboarded for half the sum of the minutes from Monday and Tuesday. So if we add these up and divide it by 2, that would be x plus 2x divided by 2. Then altogether she skateboarded for 3 hours. Okay, so I'm going to combine like terms here. X plus 2x. Actually, that's the first thing I would do. X plus 2x equals 3x plus, and if I'm just trying to think of an easy way to do this. So without further confusion, I don't like this fraction here. And I can't just multiply 2 over to this side if these are sitting there with it. So I can represent these as halves. So I'm going to do that. I need the same denominator if I'm going to add fractions. So I'm going to make this a denominator of 2, but that's half of that, so I need to put a 2 out here. So x is the same as 2x divided by 2. And 2 times 2 is 4, so 4x divided by 2 is 2x. So these are equivalent, and then I'll just bring this down. And I'll simplify it as I go. X plus 2x is 3x. So we'll do that in the same step. Equals 3 hours. Okay, so that cleaned up nicely in one step. So now I can add all my numerators, and I'm going to get something over 2. So 2x plus 4x is 6x, plus 3x is 9x, equals 3. And let's see, minutes, total number of minutes. So this is in minutes, and this is in hours, so that needs to be converted. And there are 60 minutes in an hour, so there are 60 times 3 minutes in 3 hours, which is 180 minutes. Okay, because x is for some number of minutes, x. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And when I do that, these cancel, and I get 9x equals 360. And then I divide by 9. 9's will cancel. And x equals 9 times 4 is 36, so 9 times 40 is 360. Okay, how many minutes does she skateboard each day? This is Monday, 40 minutes. Tuesday was 2 times that, which is 80 minutes. And Wednesday was half of their total. Well, 80 plus 40 is 120, and half of 120 is 60 minutes or an hour. And that is the answer. Okay, number 11, last one. In the diagram below, these two triangles are similar. So A corresponds to A prime. This angle is congruent to that angle. B corresponds to B prime. So B is congruent to B prime. And C corresponds to C prime. C is congruent to C prime. Determine the length of AC and BC. So AC corresponds to A prime, C prime, and that's what I'm going to write. AC is to A prime, C prime as, and then I need to find BC. So looking at these names of the triangles, if I want BC, BC is the last two letters, so I'm going to use B prime, C prime to compare. So it's going to be BC over B prime, C prime. So there's my proportion set up, and now I'm going to substitute. So where is AC? AC is right here, and it's 10.3 minus x over A prime C prime, which is here, and that's 18. And that's going to equal BC, which is here. This is BC, and that's 5x minus 0.3 divided by, and here's B prime C prime right here, and that is 38. Okay, to solve this, I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to multiply these two. Order really didn't matter. I could have done these two first, but anyhow, I'm going to do 18 on this side times 5x minus 0.3 equals, and then I'm going to multiply these on the other side. 38 times 10.3 minus x. Okay, now I'm going to distribute. 18 times 5 is 90, minus 18 times 0.3, 3 times 8, 8 times 3 is 24, carry the 2, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. So 18 times 0.3 is 5.4. We have one decimal place. And then multiply 38, so I guess I should have shown that. 38 times 10.3 is, and this one's a little bit longer, so I'll just use a calculator. 38 times 10.3, 38 times 10.3, and that's 391.4. So that's going to equal 391.4 minus 38x. Okay. I forgot my x here with 90. All right, so now I want to get my x's all on one side. I have 90x, I have a negative 38x. Move the smaller so it stays positive. I'm going to add 38x to both sides. 90 plus 38 is 128x minus 5.4 equals 391.4. Okay, add 5.4. Add 5.4. 128x. These cancel. Equals 4 plus 4 is 8. 5 plus 1 is 6. 9, 3. So finally, last step, divide by 128. Divide by 128. And I'm going to get x equals 396.8. 396.8 divided by 128 equals 3.1 millimeters. Okay, we are not done. In geometry or algebra, always go back. Once you find the variable, go back and see what the question was asking for. If it said find x, we would be done. It did not say find x. It asked for the lengths of AC and the length of BC. So I would write AC equals. AC is right here. Where is AC? No, AC is the purple here, right here. It is, AC is 10.3 minus x. AC now equals 10.3 minus 3.1. So AC equals 3 minus 1 is 2, 10 minus 3 is 7 millimeters. So AC is 7.2 millimeters. Okay, and now I'm going to do BC. So I'd say BC equals 5x minus 0.3. BC equals 5 times my substitution of x, which is 3.1, equals, not equals, minus 5 times 3.1 minus 0.3. Multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15, so it's 15.5. Oh, this is erasing way too much when I make a minor little short mistake. I'm writing too fast. 15.5 minus 0.3. So therefore, BC equals 15.2 millimeters. Now we have answered the question. AC 7.2 millimeters and BC's 15.2 millimeters. Okay. That is the end of lesson 9. Go to your problem set.